Then that will be taken as a no. So, last session, the party had watched Arim take part in his competition. After perusing around a bit, everyone had watched, including the town, watched Arim versus Shantz do a forge off. In the end, Arim won, and his prize was both of the weapons. During the competition, though, right around the end, Tate was robbed of his money sack, and Noah was robbed of his bag of holding. The party had noticed Tucson stuff get taken, but not Avina's stuff yet. And I'm sure she's realized by now that she lost her money purse.
Oh, yeah.
And they chased after the little beep-boop robot thing that stole it. Warforged dog thing. I can't explain it. And it went into a hole. The party looked around, found where all the different holes are, talked with the town guard, Hilda, and devised a plan to mark and trap the different holes, and then do a, I guess a night watch is the only way I'm going to be able to describe it, and try and catch the little guys in the act again. With the plan set, the party went to go take their couple-hour nap, and then prepare for going on night watch. While everyone napped, though, Zephyr has been walking around, and that's where we will start. Zephyr, do you go around and make sure each hole that can be trapped is trapped?
No, I just check on the traps and then check on, just see if I see anything by the other holes.
Okay. You don't notice anything over the course of roughly 2 or 3 hours. As for...
I'll also tend to keep an eye out if I see Rattan in town.
Gotcha. Okay. You don't notice anything as you're walking around, but for the party, you guys obviously weren't too tired, so it was a relatively restless nap. You got some sleep, but you've had better. So, with the time coming to about, eventually, there's a knock on each of your doors, and then you hear someone leaving. You would assume this was your wake-up call to come out.
Well, are we gonna?
I would assume so. And in that case, I'll be taking away my shield from the doorway that's been blocking it, along with it being locked, and putting on my armor before taking my leave to head out there.
Jared, as Zephyr's been walking around, he would be in sight of everyone coming out of the Blue Bastion, so you would be able to be over there as well. I think your character, by walking around, also knows that Tucson is sleeping in a tent behind the building. Upon coming up here, you notice that there is still Tucson and Samael not joining the party, and Avina. Tate, is Avina not coming out?
Vina's coming out.
You want to pick her up?
I don't know. Do you?
No.
Damn.
Alright, so
I was
Samael
hoping you had a good pickup line.
and Tucson. haven't come out. You know where Tucson is, though.
Hey, Vina, Tucson's behind the inn if you want to grab him.
Oh, alrighty. That's very. Hello, Tucson. Did you get a good night's sleep?
Well, it wasn't on a bed.
Oh. That's weird. Where else would you sleep?
Tay, in case you forgot, he walked into your room, and you kicked him out.
All the other rooms were locked, so I slept out here. And at this
Well, that's
point,
unpleasant. I don't know why you would have done that.
started taking down the tent.
Next time you should sleep in the inn. We're right around the corner over here.
Tucson's just thinking to himself, I would have slept in the inn, but then I got kicked out. Bitch.
Well, no, he got kicked out of one room. He didn't even try to moist.
I know.
This one room was locked, the other room was locked. Gave no shits.
Although with Demois not here, his room is locked and he's sleeping in. I guess his character was just really tired.
Welcome to the group, sleepyhead.
Hilda sees you guys and yells at you to come over here and join the group. Good? Okay. She sees everyone and goes, well, we're one set of eyes short, but this should be fine enough. Pausing real quick as the DM. Did Arim and Tucson have the wood set up before you went to bed? Or did you intend to do that when you got up?
I was under the impression that we were going to do it before going to bed.
Okay.
Same.
So then every spot is trapped. Which ones were you going to want to have the sound trap on? Since it was, what did I say, 4 that weren't going to have traps on them?
Yes. Yeah, we got 15 traps from the trapper person, and yeah, there's a total of 19 holes. So yeah, 4 of them.
Yep.
Which 4? I don't know. Tucson? Which 4?
Eh.
Okay, so we're doing this one apparently.
Wait, are we deciding which ones
Which
are
one?
getting trapped or which ones are getting
This
the
one.
most traps?
That will have a noise trap.
Okay.
Hey, do you have fun?
Tate, knock it off.
Eh.
This one.
I'm trying. I just.
Oh, who in the city has the highest income or the most valuable objects? That's the question.
The church.
Realistically, no one. They don't seem to take valuables. They take random. They've taken clothes. They've taken like pots and pans. They have taken jewelry, or say an entire bar of iron from the blacksmith. But ultimately, it seems to be random.
But have they taken our freedom?
Yes, you have no freedom.
But this is a democracy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, because I'm here. Anyway.
This is the Marcus Dynasty.
Yeah, they get marked. No,
It's a Marcus
we're good.
Dynasty. Yep, I've got the 4 marked.
I like to call it a markdown.
Whole noise.
It's better than a regular hole, no? Or lamb? Fuck. That hasn't happened in a while.
All the holes have a bear trap, except for the ones that say hole noise. They only have the noise trap, which means they will make noise, whereas the other ones will slow down progress.
Eventually.
I can't type in chat. Why can't I type in chat?
Alright, so, with all the spots set up then, she goes, alright, well, this should be enough people. Chance here is going to stay in the middle of town square. And the mayor, I got it! He just starts to walk off. She just takes a minute, stares at him, and looks back at you guys. Is just gonna wonder. As far as specifically, I need one of you to volunteer to watch near the church.
I can do that.
I would recommend making use of the various hills around town.
Once you have your area, you can walk around however you feel you can. But I would agree, higher ground is important. But do keep in mind there's plenty of bushes and tall grass in the forested areas, so you might not see it. Unless you walk around. But anyway, so she then looks at Zephyr and goes, said you'll take watching out around the church?
Yep.
Next up, we need someone to watch near the lumber mill, whatever. It's not a mill, but whatever. The lumberers. Does anyone volunteer? Otherwise, she's gonna pick someone.
I was going to try and get up here just because of my upbringing. I would have probably the most experience in heavily wooded areas.
Damn half elf.
Half elf.
But she's gonna suggest the huntsman area. So. But does anyone else take the lumber?
I don't think so.
In short, it's going to be the 4 directions of this crossroad, and then a wanderer, as well as her wandering. So, Zephyr said he's going to go this way. Perthro said he's going to go this way. So it comes down to Tucson, Avina, and Arim as to who's going to wander around and who's going to go which way of the rest of it.
I probably shouldn't wander around because I'm a fucking dwarf and I'm slow as hell.
And wearing heavy armor.
Mm-hmm.
Tate, you should probably be the wanderer. And she tells you guys to go in these directions. So essentially it's the trade area is your big concern, the church is your big concern, the fur is your big concern, and the lumber is your big concern. But you wander around those areas however which way you wish. And then Avina, you and Hilda are both going to wander about all of it.
I never did ask, am I able to track these things?
If there was something to track, you're not going to be able to track underground.
You technically can, unless they're buried too far.
So
If it's a tunnel close to the surface, it'll leave a small divot.
It would, if it was close to the surface and they weren't automata, warforged, magical creature things that just shift the dirt. There, you can try Tate, but I'm gonna give it to you now. No, there's nothing you could realistically track other than near the holes, or if one comes out of a hole and you're following behind it, you can try to track it following it. It does leave, like, footsteps.
Roll
No,
steps?
it's adorable.
Or roll steps. I mean, they on-roll, so they can walk. It's just rolling is faster.
Well, rolling is more efficient.
That, right. Nevertheless, let's begin. So, eeny, meeny, miny, let's start with Tucson. Where does Tucson go? So he kind of makes a figure 8 around the building? Around these buildings? Okay. Roll me a spot, listen, or search.
Just one?
Yep. Any that you feel will be the most effective for you. The sun is beginning to go down at this point, by the way.
Going to do a spot check. Modded 20.
Okay, you hear the sounds of a night slowly setting upon a forest. And, you notice shadows every now and then, but you are quick to realize that they are nothing more but shadows of your environment. But as of yet, you haven't seen anything. It's still pretty quiet. You do take account the rough size and height of the lumber pile, both full logs and chopped logs. But as of yet, nothing yet. As the night presses forward a bit, we'll swap over to Avina. Avina, you are walking down this direction. You see Tucson looking at the lumber, maybe only for a few minutes, and then continuing to walk. As you continue walking yourself, what do you do?
I'm just kind of wandering around. Maybe I might meander my way back to the hilltop. Keeping an eye on, her head's kind of on a swivel, keeping an eye on this hole. And this hole.
And the one next to the tree, and the one next to the hill, and the one she doesn't see yet next to the rock.
No, she can't see that one. She's not keeping an eye on it yet.
Okay.
But she's peeking at him as she crosses. You know.
Okay. In that case then, as you continue along, Arim, you have broken off from the party. Where do you go? What are you up to doing?
I'll be taking a walk behind the stable house. We're coming around and kind of going like this around the pond. Water thing. Pond.
Sure.
Yes. Before we're kind of just circling like that.
Okay. As you begin your first circling around, you get to about the, there we go. You get to about the stable. Roll me a listen check.
That one. With a total of 1.
You're pretty sure you hear something coming from over the hill.
On a nat 1? Okay.
Yep.
It's the local Pots and Pans band.
I'll be going by what's our horse's name? Can't tell.
Alphonse?
Hands
Alphonse.
You gonna run past and go over the hill?
I'll be walking hurriedly. I don't know about like sprinting or running.
I missed the ability to draw already. Calb, you fell down the hill. We all saw it.
I don't think things stay on the hill very well.
Down.
Well, whatever. We'll put you there. Once you go over the hill and you get into eyesight of what the noise is coming from, it's just Arid whistling to himself as he walks. He notices you and waves.
Who sent you?
Already. I'll wave back before continuing on the path that I mentioned.
Okay. So as you had your little false alarm going off there, we'll head over to Lamb. And Lamb, Perthros has branched off from the group. What is he doing?
Is it dark enough to the point where I would have trouble seeing, or is the town already pretty well lit?
There is like lanterns and whatnot near the buildings, but once you would get into the forest, not a lot of light. So,
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna be basically going from here to like over here.
so in a line back and forth.
More like probably that kind of a path.
Okay. You
So
do
would
this for a while, and roll me a search, listen, or spot.
Come on, don't be trash. You're going to be 11 on a search.
All right, give me 1 minute.
I would like to take note of how many, like the general size of the pile of furs, by the way, before I actually start my route.
What was that?
I would like to make just a general observation as to how much fur is at the trader's hut before I start making my rounds.
Okay. Sure, you do that. While you're walking around, you notice a whole lot of nothing going on. The sun is setting, though, like I said over before. But so far, nothing. Just a quiet night. So while you begin your little pattern, we'll jump over to Jared. And Jared, what is Zephyr doing this whole time?
He'll tend to a pattern probably around the front of the church, between the hill and between those trees, so you can see both the ones on the side of the church and this one over here. And then every so often he'll switch it up and go behind the church instead.
So he'll constantly be going back and forth in front, and then he'll start going back and forth behind, and then he'll start going back and forth in front?
Yeah.
Rather than doing like a circle, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while he begins his, I would like you to also roll a spot, listen, or search check.
$23. Search.
Okay. You notice that, let me get the pointer tool. This hole seems to be quite a bit more used. You've taken note of this to yourself, that might be a hole to keep an eye on.
Giggity?
Not giggity.
Oh my. Kinky.
Alright, but you begin doing yours. Now, does anyone have, or not have, dark vision?
I don't.
I don't.
Or at least it's not turned on.
Oh, right.
Okay.
We
So
probably should have
Zephyr
done
and Zephyr and Tucson do not have dark vision. What about low light vision? Do either of you have that?
Nope.
Either of who? I'm sorry.
Was it Noah? You're the one that said you don't have dark vision, right?
I was muted. I don't have dark vision.
It's human.
Did you say you don't?
I have low light vision. I do not have dark vision. That's why I was asking that question earlier, is because I have the light spell.
Okay. Noah, you don't have dark vision. Do you have low light vision?
Human.
So no. I mean, you guys. If she probably assumes none of you have the ability to see in dark like her, because she does have a hooded lantern. So she gave everyone a hooded lantern. Whether you use it or not is up to you, but feel free to jot that down that you have a hooded lantern.
Yeah, now I have 2.
It's not to keep, unless you steal it, I guess, but...
Then I'll refuse their lantern and keep mine.
Okay.
Superstitious bastard.
So if you didn't have a hooded lantern, you have a hooded lantern. If you have dark vision, you really don't need it. Anyway, so swapping over to Tucson then. Tucson, you are walking back and forth and back and forth. You notice Hilda.
Doing a flip.
Yeah, doing a flip. Do you talk to her while she is patrolling? Or do you just let her go on by?
Let her go on by.
Okay. So she goes on by, and you still have a whole lot of nothing going on, but it has become dark, and you, much like her, need to use the hooded lantern at this point. It has now become nighttime. And as I get to everyone else, it is the exact same scenario. We are now at nighttime for everyone's characters. Tate, you have been doing some walk-arounds. Roll me a spot, search, or listen.
It's going to be hold on. Hold on. It's going to be a search. $19.
Okay. On a 19, What specifically would you be searching for? Just any signs of the little roly-polies?
Anything like that, or like the any sort of tracks or anything.
Okay. Did you say she was going in a circular pattern around the lake, basically, or were you saying she's staying there just watching?
Kind of like this. It's not really a circle, but it's so she can get an eye
On all the different ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. At that point, then, you're walking by and you're not noticing anything. All the traps are still set. Still a pretty quiet night. Kelb, what does Arim do? Just continuing along his path after his little flub?
Yep.
Okay. As he continues walking along, roll me another listen. Please don't roll another one.
I'll try not to. $14. 14, Marcus? What just happened? One moment.
Alright, is everyone back? Everyone's good? Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully my SP doesn't drop again like that. That was fucking random as shit.
I thought it was mine, to be honest, because I was like, God damn it, Mediacom. You haven't had a drop in, like, how many months? Of course you'd do it today. Anyway, in that case, then, you're walking along, and you take a second to listen, and you recognize that it's just Arid's humming again, or whistling again, before you ran off to go get to the noise again. So other than Arid whistling and fucking with you again, I mean technically he's not fucking with you, but still. Other than that, still pretty much nothing going on.
Yep.
Lamb, you have done a couple of loops. You got to, like, here. Roll me a listen.
Well, shit, if it's a listen, I'm fucked. $10.
Okay. You don't really hear anything. Just the normal night. You thought you heard a door, but that's just a door. Curious anyway, though, you continued back along your path because it sounded like it came from behind you, and you continue along your path. You don't notice any open or closed doors. Roll me another...
When I'm passing by there, does it look like anything's tampered with the lock?
Nope.
No.
Roll me another listen.
$9.
You hear a noise
That's gonna be
coming
crazy.
from the other side of the hill.
You're
You're not sure what it is.
The hooded lantern at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up here.
You're gonna sneak up there?
I don't know. It depends on my stealth score. Which I don't have on here, so it's probably my base. Why wouldn't I have it on?
Give me a minute. Your,
Should just be like 4.
You have your hide and your move silent.
Yeah, your move
Stealth
silently
was,
is-
Pathfinder.
your move silently is 4. Your hide
shit.
is 4.
I forgot they were 2 separate things now.
I did the same
they're
thing
both-
last week.
They're both
Yeah,
4.
so I would be making a move silent check.
Yeah.
9. Because this game fucking hates me.
Okay.
Well,
you
because dice in general.
You try to be quiet and move up along the hill. And then roll me a hide. Lamb, it doesn't stay on the hill.
Trying to remember controls even though I'm in top-down mode.
We just have to lock your piece on the hill, basically.
17.
Okay.
Even though I have a glowing torch on me. Or a
Yeah.
glowing lantern.
I'm taking that into account. So while
one of minus
you
10.
try to quietly walk up, you begin to be able to hear now, and you crouch down. Our little young dwarf friend, Gedu, I guess is his name. I don't know how to pronounce it. We'll call him Gedu. Gedu. Why not? You notice him more or less swearing and muttering to himself while holding a piece of parchment. And upon walking up and crouching, he clearly heard you, and looks around, but he does not see you. You
Wow,
see
his
him
eyes are abysmal.
He looks around. Well, you might have the lantern pointed away.
Well, it's a hooded lantern. It's not a spotlight lantern.
True. Looking around real quick, and he tries to put the piece of parchment in his pocket and says, "Who's there?" Before he puts the parchment in his pocket, this is your chance to act. Or to tell me you're going to hold your position.
Can I try to remember something real quick? Do I remember if he was at the crafting thing the day before?
He was. Everyone was
Okay,
there.
wasn't sure. Funny coming from you, being outside town this time of night.
Do you say that as you stand up?
Yeah.
Okay. You stand up, lantern in hand, he sees you, and he is still trying to put the piece of parchment in his pocket, but he's just looking at you and goes, "I don't have to explain myself to you."
Actually, right now, you kind of do.
Fine. I'm out here because I want to be out here.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to accept that right now.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you why I'm out here.
That's fine. Do I know if one of the two wanderers is anywhere around me right now?
Any of the what?
Like the two wanderers we have going around?
You didn't notice them as you were walking up.
Would I be able to like whistle loud enough to where someone can hear me?
Potentially.
Or, like, yell at them?
Potentially.
I'm going to try and do that. We have someone out here who, as far as I know, isn't supposed to be out here, guys. So, we might want to look at this.
So while you say that out loud, to swap over real quick, keep that in mind. Jared, have Zephyr roll a listen or spot check.
Sorry, 18.
18? Okay. You both hear and see one of the robots pop out of that more used hole. Technically two of them, and they dash off in the direction of where Lamb's at right now. This is before he said anything yet.
I pursue.
Alright, you chase after. Getting back over to Lamb, as you say that out loud, he kind of gets a, like, whatever teenager look on his face, and starts to walk away, but the piece of paper has fallen out of his hand, thinking he got it in his pocket, and he gets to about here, and once he gets to about there, as you watch him, maybe you're going to go after him, roll me a listen.
Considering my previous histories with these checks, it's not gonna go well. Oops.
Nice rolling of the no card there, Lan.
Oh, I thought I was about to get a 1. I was going to be so pissed. You said listen?
Yep.
Is a 17.
17. All right.
Mhm.
Uh,
Not gonna matter because these things are built for
As-
stealth, but hey.
as you might be getting ready to go after Gedu or whatever you're gonna do, you hear behind you what sounds like someone walking or running up in your direction, as well as two things that sound like they are rolling.
So I know Gedu's not looking at me right now, right?
Right. He is being a cocky young kid and walking away from you.
So at the very least, I can tell someone, hey, he was out here. I can go get that piece of paper later and see what the fuck that was about. So I'm gonna turn around.
Okay. By the way, you're locked, so we'll have to unlock
That's
you once
fine.
you're going off the hill. You turn around and you see Zephyr running in your direction. Roll me a spot.
God damn it. Why do I have to have a low wisdom?
At level 4, you
9.
can put another point into wisdom.
But I need that in charisma. Spells. I'm assuming I don't see them with a 9.
You will see one of them. I'm just trying to see if I can find what I need to find.
I keep trying to look for my fucking character. For the one I can't see, I'm gonna try and MILF it.
You're gonna try and Milf's arrow the one you can see?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a roll?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't. I thought you were still looking something up.
No, I'm just waiting.
It is a ranged attack roll. Oh, for fuck's sake. 12.
Range touch attack is versus AC minus Dex, right?
No, it's only Dex for a touch attack. But I don't know if MILF's is just a touch attack.
It is a ranged touch attack, in which case, yeah, it's 10 plus dex.
And you said you got 12?
Mm-hmm.
You match the AC.
Oh shit.
Its touch AC is 12.
Yep. Can I get someone to lock my note cards, please, so I don't accidentally flip them again?
Yeah.
Thank you. They're off center! Yeah, okay. Oh, I need to roll. Damage. 4. I'm really annoyed it doesn't do extra damage against constructs. Do 5 damage. It is covered in acid.
So you match the AC, which means you hit, I think, if I remember right. So
Yes.
what did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
I don't know Milf's acid arrow, I don't remember.
I basically just shot an arrow of acid at it. That's why I was saying, is Gedu looking at me while before I turn around. But yeah, I basically just point my hand out and blast an arrow of acid off the one I can see.
Based on the fact that it's nighttime, he's not looking at you. I'm gonna assume he didn't see you shoot out an acid arrow. Also, I don't think it makes that much light. And you are holding a source of light.
And the other thing I can do is I put down the lantern once I got up on the hill, and I had my bow in my other hand so I could play it off like I hit it with an actual, like, alchemist acid arrow or something.
Okay.
But that's what I was looking for.
What does Milf's acid arrow do upon contact?
It does 1d5, 1d5. It does 2d4 points of acid damage with no splash for every 3 caster levels to a maximum of 18. The acid, unless somehow neutralized, lasts for another round, dealing another 2d4 damage in that round. So it does 2d4 points of acid damage per round based on my level.
So right now it's 2d4?
Yeah. Well, right now it's going to be 2d4 this round, 2d4 next round. Because I am 3rd level.
Alright, go ahead and roll it.
I already did. It's 5. Thought I said that, but
You did.
must have been busy looking something.
I was, sorry.
That's fine. DMing's a pain in the ass, so.
Okay. You hit one with the acid arrow, and it immediately goes off to the right. The other one, Jared, you notice, also went off to the right. And they are heading clearly for one of the noise holes. Jared, Lamb.
Sorry, I thought you were waiting for...
I was just waiting for one of you guys to say if you were going to chase after it, or...
I am going to go pick up that dead who dropped.
That paper? The parchment?
Yeah.
Okay. Jared, what are you going to do?
I'm going to continue to follow, and noticing that he shot one, I'm going to try and throw a dagger at that same one.
Okay. Go ahead and try. What's your movement speed, Jared?
$30.
Alright, keep in mind these things are quicker than you.
Can Jared become fatigued?
No, but his parts could become weird.
So he could try to sprint after that.
Could. But realistically, even sprinting now, it would get into the hole before he gets to it.
Also, I only got an 8.
8 to hit?
Yep.
Yeah, you missed. Your arrow flies straight and true and lands just before it hits it.
That's really weird. I throw my knife, it turns into an arrow.
So you know magic too!
And upon hitting the ground, the arrow turns back into a knife. It's truly amazing. Yeah, but you throw the knife and it lands on the ground without hitting the roly-poly guy. And it goes into the hole. The noise is set off, and where's Hilda? There she is. She starts running up this way because she heard it. While that's going... Oh, shit. Your piece fell through the world. Alright, Lamb, you get over to the parchment, and Jared, I assume you go and pick up your knife and then go look at the hole?
Yeah.
Okay. Lamb, you pick up the parchment. You look at said parchment. It is written in common. It is a riddle.
A what?
A riddle.
Oh, I thought you said a will, and I was really confused and slightly worried.
It's a will. Your will. He's from the future. He's
You're
here to
struck
kill
by
you.
lightning and die.
Right. No, it is a riddle.
There's no time to explain.
Roll... Let's see, what could you use to try and decipher a riddle? I don't have a riddle thought up, so it's just going to be a straight roll. You could just use intelligence or wisdom, otherwise you could try to use some... I don't think you'd have any kind of knowledge that would work.
Arcana.
I don't think knowledge arcana will help with a riddle.
I have my basic stats on here, too.
Unless it's a riddle about Arcana.
Right, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm doing an int check because 0 wisdom.
Okay.
Do I have a +1 to...
Why are you typing, Tate?
Are you fucking serious? 12.
I was gonna
12?
write Tom Riddle.
12. Because I can't roll for shit tonight.
Well, no, that's actually high enough.
God damn.
The riddle is clearly a love letter that is trying to disguise itself as not being a love letter and telling the recipient of the letter to go where they had first met. Although it was a roundabout way of saying to meet where they first met.
I'm assuming I don't recognize the handwriting.
You do not recognize the handwriting, but it is feminine.
Well. To be fair, people say I have very feminine handwriting, so...
Right? Maybe it's the mayor's. Maybe it's Hilda. Maybe it's Shant's.
If it were the
Who knows?
mayor, I would assume it would have something about mole people in there, so I think it's not him.
Maybe it's Steve from down the road.
Damn it, Steve.
Nevertheless, that's what you have in your possession right now, is a love letter about meeting in the first place that they ever met.
Yeah. I'm going to keep that on me for the moment.
Okay. So while you do that, Zephyr, you get up to the hole, you pick up your knife, and you see Hilda run around the side and look at the hole that now has the wood contraption fallen over. Its little bell, or whatever was attached to it to make the noise, being the thing that had made the noise, but the actual piece of wood fell over.
I'll go to try and stand it back up and tell her that two came out from the church and then ducked back over here.
The church, you say, huh?
Yes.
I think I'll keep patrolling around that area with you then. I'll go inform Shantz that he needs to keep an eye, and if he sees any of the others, to make sure they know that there's at least 2 out and about right now. And she quickly goes over to go tell Shantz, and intends to go over to the church like she said. What do you do? Oh, and you stand the piece of wood up. It's not that hard. It's a simple contraption.
And then after that, I'll probably head back over to Perthros to see where they might have been heading to before they got chased off.
Okay. As you head over there, Perthros, what do you do? Do you head over towards
Before that, do I need to roll my second damage?
Oh, yeah.
6. The acid is gone.
Okay. And then, do you walk up towards him then?
Yeah. Since he was barreling at me as fast as he could, so I'll just come back over the hill.
Okay. The two of you, upon walking towards each other, do meet up.
So, that was eventful.
Yeah. Do you think there was anything they wanted to steal in your direction?
Well, considering they're just stealing random shit, I don't know.
Well, either way, they came out of a hole by the church that seems like it's more active.
Hey! I only saw one.
Oh, there was 2 of them.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh well.
Sneaky little guys, aren't they?
No, I'm just blind and can't roll above a 10 tonight.
Well, fair enough. All right. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we had Yedu pop out for a little while. But I think he's just, I don't know, I think someone's trying to give him the runaround in a romantic sense.
Well, I suppose if we find out who the other person is, we can at least keep in mind that they're out here, but might just be a distraction.
Yeah. I was gonna wait until tomorrow to look into it. See if I can get samples of handwriting, but it's not a thing for now.
Are you saying there was a red herring, Jared? I wouldn't do that kind of thing.
No, you
Ooh,
wouldn't,
the
because you'd
adventure
call it
path
something
might.
else.
Exactly. It's a blue herring. Thank you.
No, it's a red heron.
That's a red heron?
Heron. I think that's a bird.
It's a tarp.
It's a tarp? Of course. Anyway. So where did the two of you go then, before I split off to the next person?
I'm gonna head back to my path and probably circle behind the church a bit more often than in front of.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
be taking the same route I was on already. I'm gonna go check the trader in the store again for any tampering.
Sure.
These two might have just been a distraction for something else trying to get behind us.
In that case then, while you two go off and do that, Noah, are you back?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I want you to roll me a listen check, as you've been making your rounds and you're coming around this building. You hear Arid, and he goes, whoa, 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 whoa!
What?
You don't see, you're on the side of the building.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna charge around the side to where I heard that.
As you charge around the side from hearing Arid sound in distress, you see that he has tripped and fallen over.
I'm gonna quickly look around to see if I see anything moving.
Alright, roll me a spot.
To see if he tripped.
Or search.
21 on spot.
There really is nothing. There is a divot in the ground, and it looks like a rock off to the side, as if someone had pulled a rock out of the ground, and Arid stepped into where the rock used to be.
I'll walk up. Are you okay, Arid?
Do you help him up?
Yeah.
Okay, as you help him up, he says, I'm fine, thanks, laddie. It's just the damn mole people picking up rocks and making holes for me to fall in.